Hi cuties, hope you're having another good day. Today we are going to have a very small video discussing the summary of divisibility rules. We have been discussing the divisibility rules since the past 7 videos and I'll share the link for these videos in the description. You can go through these. So today let's look at the overall summary of these rules so that it gets revised for you. So let's start with the divisibility rule from the very first number that we started discussing, that is 2. The divisibility rule of 2, which means to check whether a number is divisible by 2 or not, or to check whether a number can be divided by 2 or not. So the rule is very simple for the number 2. If the last digit is an even number, then you can divide the number easily with 2. You can see this definition on the screen. So as you can see, the last digit, if it is an even number, it can be divided. So it can be a 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. And next we can discuss the divisibility rule of 3. The divisibility rule of 3 says that you add the digits, and if the sum of the digits is 3 or a multiple of 3, then yes, the number can be divided by 3. Now let's look into the divisibility rule of 4. The divisibility rule of 4 says that if the last two digits is a multiple of 4, then the number can be divided by 4. So the divisibility rule of 2, 3, 4 is clear, I hope. Now let's look into the divisibility rule of 5, which is again another easy one. You just check the last digit, and if the last digit is a 5 or a 0, then the number can be divided by 5. The divisibility rule of 6 says that if the number is both divisible by 2 and 3, then the number is divisible by 6 also. Now let's check the divisibility rule of 7. This was a little different one and a little trickier one. You have to double the last digit and subtract it from the rest of the digits. And if the difference that you're getting is a multiple of 7, then it is divisible by 7. You can again refer the main video if this part was not clear. And let's move on to the divisibility rule of 8. The divisibility rule of 8 says that if the last 3 digits is a multiple of 8, then the number is divisible by 8. Moving on to the divisibility rule of 9, just like the 6 or just like the 3, if the sum of the digit is a multiple of 9 or 9 itself, then the number is divisible by 9. And the divisibility rule of 10, again very easy. If the last digit is 0, then the number is divisible by 10. And we have the next one, that is the divisibility rule of 11. The divisibility rule of 11 says that you take the number, you add the digits in the even places, add the digits in the odd places, and the difference between these two sums, if it is a 0 or 11 or multiple of 11, then the number is divisible by 11. And finally, we have the divisibility rule of 12, which says that if the number is divisible by 3 and it is divisible by 4, then the number is divisible by 12 also. So this is the summary of the divisibility rules which can be used even in later situations. This divisibility rule will help you in different situations like finding the prime factors, in normal division, and also in finding the LCM and HCF. All these will be discussed later in our upcoming videos. So I hope the divisibility rules of these numbers are now easier.